అన్నారు సార్ మా సార్ ఏమైనా అన్నారా?
Okay, good evening, guys. How are you doing today? Good evening, online. Good evening. Welcome back again. Heartily welcome to my AWS classes. Looks like couple of people are new. How many new today? Okay. So those who are new today, online and offline, so we just started yesterday. We were just talking about the basics. We haven't entered into the AWS yet. Yes or no? Others? Yes. So those who are new, just continue. You have not missed anything. And soon I'll be doing the recap on what we have learned yesterday also. Just because of only one day, don't think that, oh, something really all subject happened. No, nothing. So the next day, the recap is more than sufficient. Otherwise, those who are new today, you will get the recording also. Just in case you can go and when you have time, you can just go through the recording. And online people, so those are the recordings that you can save it. Okay, so again, heartily welcome to the classes and good to see you again here. Those who are new, I think it's a good thing that I should introduce myself, not that whole day, not the whole class. So my name is Riaz. So people call me Riaz sir, and I have 17 plus years of experience. Okay, this for new people. And if you want to know more about me, just go to Google and just type AWS, Riaz sir AWS. You will get to know more about me. Okay, Chitty. So let's jump on what we have learned. And how many people are new online in online? Sir, I am fan of your teaching, sir. Thank you, Nagesh. But put it in everyone, not private. Okay. Okay, so those who are new, as I said, please continue the class. You have not missed anything. So let's have a quick report. Are you ready for the shootout? I said not to do the revision, right? And let's see today how much you remember and how much got injected in your brain. Ready? Ready? Yes, sir. Ready? Yes. Online, are you ready? Okay. So, what is a client? Which request a resource? Very good. And what is a server? Which respond to that resource? Fantastic. This client and server should be in the network. Yes. In the network, all the components are called as devices. Very good. And each device can be either a client or a server. Fantastic. Now, those who are sending the messages online, please put it to everyone. You are putting it to host and panelists, change it to everyone so that other people can also see your messages. So, okay. So please share the screen, sir. Sure. Can you please confirm online? Can you see my screen and can you hear me well? Okay. Nice. So there are how many types of client server architectures are there? 3. What are those? 1 tier, 2 tier, and then 3 tier. Which one is dead? In 1 tier, how many layers are there? In one tier architecture, how many layers are there? 1 layer are there. Got habituated. Next question answer I need to say. Huh? Okay, good. That device itself will act as a client, and that device itself will act as a server. That is called 1 tier architecture. Is there any use? No. So in 2 tier architecture, how many layers are there? 2 layers. What are those? Client layer, server layer. Very good. Do we need to worry about the client layer? No. In server layer, in server, what do you have in the bottom? Hardware. On top of it, OS. On top of it, application and data. I mean database. Application and database. And is it recommended to keep application and database in the same machine? What will happen? Fight will happen. If fight will happen, what is the impact? Performance issue you'll get. So is it recommended to keep Tom and Jerry in the same room? Is it recommended to keep application database in the same machine? No. So, and also in 2-tier architecture, if someone Pusuk hacked the machine, your application is gone, your database is also gone. So is it secure? It's not secure. Do you recommend this 2-tier architecture for production environments? No. Do you understand what are the different types of environments we have? What are the environments you have? Dev environment, test environment, pre-prod, production environment. Which is the environment which is facing to the customer? Production environment. Nice. And then we have 3-tier architecture. In 3-tier architecture, how many layers are there? 3 layers. What are those? Client layer, application layer, database layer. So what is the big difference between 2-tier architecture and 3-tier architecture? In 2-tier, we are keeping application database in the same machine. But in 3-tier, we are separating it. In 3-tier, we are separating it. Good. What is a application server? Where the application is hosted is called application server. What is the database server? Where the database is hosted is called a database, or where the data is stored is called a database server. 2 devices communicate with each other in the network using what? IP address and host name. What is the IP address? Unique identifier for a device in the network. What is host name? Name of the server. Do you recommend this application server should be in public network or private network? Private network. If it is in private network, client can connect to the application server? No. So what you need to put in between? Web server. What is web server? Which takes a request and redirect to the application server. And this is called what tier architecture? 3-tier architecture. Do you recommend this 3-tier architecture for production environment? How did you answer all these things? Huh? Huh? Injected? Did you revise? No, right? Sincerely, I told you, no, don't do the revision, but it is injected in your brain, right? Good. So for new people also, Nana, just continue the class from today. This is what we have discussed yesterday. So it's very easy to understand. If not also, it's okay, fine. So today, let's jump to the very nice, important topic. Beautiful, wonderful topic. Okay, ready for today's session? I asked to reply, not to cry. Okay. Okay, assume this is the laptop. Yes, Nagesh, you will get the recording. Nana, yesterday what we discussed about client server architecture. We understood what is client, we understood what is server, what are the different types of architectures are there, and which one is the best, which is the advantage, disadvantages, everything we have seen. So guys, those who are online, please join the Telegram group for class updates. Okay. So Mr. Rajesh is your admin. Rajesh sir is your admin. So for any kind of non-technical things, you can reach Mr. Rajesh. Okay. You will get the information, more details soon. But for the moment, you can join that Telegram, which is related to your class informations. Okay. కొంచెం తెలుగులో కూడా చెప్పండి సార్. Banu Prakash, if I start speaking in Telugu, other people will get hurted, right? So, but I'm going very slow, try to, because in real time also we'll talk in English only, no, right? So for that reason, assume Banu Prakash think that from today itself you are starting learning English, right? So you need to do the first step, then only you can understand. Okay. I'll take the laptop. Whose laptop is this? Let's say that green shirt looking good. What is the name? Srinivas. Okay. So we have our Srinivas brother here. So this is Srinivas laptop. This is Srinivas laptop. Your fresher or experience? Fresh experience. Fresher. Good. Okay. So Nana, we have the laptop. What laptop? You take any laptop, HP, Dell, Acer, whichever it is. So what you do is when Srinivas is bored, what he do? You open the laptop, he open the browser and he type what? Good boy, google.com. So for now, let's go with the google.com. So what he did was, Nana, listen this carefully. I'm taking you to a very interesting topic, but as I said, please concentrate as you always doing. So he opened the browser. He opened the browser in a laptop. And what he typed is google.com. He typed. What he typed? Google.com. Google.com, can we call it as a host name? Or also we can call it as a domain name. Agree? So browser, for browser, what are you giving? You are giving host name or domain name. Which one do you want to choose? Host name or domain name? Host name? Okay, good. So you open the browser and you're typing google.com. Google.com is what, Nana? Host name. Say that. Host name. What is that? Host name. Good. So whenever he opened the browser, he typed google.com host name and then he hit enter. And waiting for Google page to come. Yes or no? If it is coming immediately, if he is coming within fraction of seconds, he is happy. If it is not coming Google within 1 second, he will start scolding. That mummy, this mummy, that mummy and all. Yes or no? Yes or no, everyone? So if the Google page is not coming immediately to the browser, you will get frustrated. You will start scolding. Google is slow, that is slow, this is slow, it is not working, internet is not working. But as an engineer, as a technical engineer, as a AWS future architects, you should know the technical reason behind it, no? Yes or no? So you want very fast to get Google page on your browser. Yes or no? But what is happening in the backend to come that Google page on the browser? Let us see today. Chitti, now it is Google page. Later you are working in some company and your customer is accessing your website. He'll also scold like that only, to you. Now you are scolding Google Gala. Similarly, your customer will scolding you only because your website is not working for him. Or it will be slow, very slow. That ringa roses, loading will come, right? So let us see what is happening in the backend. So now, whenever you open the browser, you are providing the host name, which is google.com. But browser is telling, I was Srinivas bhai. Don't get scared, I'm listening. Right? So I was Srinivas bhai. You are providing the host name, that is good. Give me the IP address also. What are you talking? Browser is asking, what is asking? Browser is asking two things. What is this? One, first number is host name and another one is IP address. So browser requires, what are the browser requires? Browser requires two things. What are those? Host name and then IP address. See here. So browser require two things today. Number one, host name and then IP address. Browser requires host name and then IP address. Nana, you are providing the host name. What is the host name that you are providing? Louder. Google.com. You are providing Google.com. Good. But browser is also asking for what? IP address. Now tell me, do you know the IP address of Google? Honestly. Srinivas? No. So we don't know the Google's IP address. First of all, are you interested to know the IP address of Google? At the moment, when you're searching for any, when you're opening any website in the browser, facebook.com, are you interested to know the IP address of Facebook? You're opening amazon.com, are you interested in the IP address? No. You're opening something, are you interested with the IP address? No. But browser is very strict saying that, hey Babu, give me the IP address, otherwise I will not go. But do we remember the IP address? No. Can you list me few website names? Amazon.com, flipkart.com, be careful. Instagram, that's all you know. LinkedIn, Netflix, okay, okay. Om Pandey is saying TCS, maybe his dream company is TCS, okay. Indeed.com, or Veera Venkaya is saying Indeed.com because he was frustrated with the job, he want to apply there. Mudassir is saying NareshIT.com, I will remember him. Okay. News18.com. Okay. Fine. So if I give a chance to you, and if I give you 5 minutes, you will be listing so many website names. But if I ask you, can you give me the IP address of the website? Will you give? Are you interested? No. So what happened is here, but browser require the IP address, but we cannot remember the IP address. Without IP address, browser will not go forward. So what is the deal here? So there in the network, there is one person or there is one component who remembers all these IP address. You no need to remember. Who is that? DNS. Who is that, Nana? DNS. Say that. Who is that? What is DNS? DNS meaning it's a domain name server. What is that? The job of DNS is to remember the host name and IP address. Corresponding host name and then corresponding IP address. It will remember google.com and IP address. It will remember facebook.com with IP address. It will remember every website and its IP address. It will remember. Who will remember all these things? DNS. So if someone asks Chitty, what is DNS? Now you can say it keep track of all host names and IP address. What is the track it will keep? Host names and then IP address. So what is DNS, Chitty? What is the full form of DNS? Domain name server. And what is the DNS will do? It keep tracks of all host names and IP address. Otherwise, if you give host name to DNS, it will give the IP. If you give the IP to DNS, it will give the host name because it keeps tracks of both host name and IP address, no? Right? So here we have the DNS. Correct, Shivaji. Good. So DNS. So what is the full form of DNS? Domain name server. What is the job of DNS, Nana? It keeps track of, it keeps track of all host names and IP address. Or in other words, DNS will convert IP to host and host to IP. Super. You understand now? Nana, you understand? So now you got one information here. So who is that? DNS. So who will remember the IP address in the network? DNS will remember the IP address in the network. What is the job of the DNS? It keep track of all host names and then IP address. Okay. Now I said browser require two things. What are those? Host names and then IP address. So as a customer, as a client, what are we providing? We are providing host name. But who will provide the IP address now? DNS will provide. Who will provide? DNS will. For that reason, first browser will ask you, Babu Srinivas, do you know the IP address of Google? Srinivas say, no. Get lost. So now browser will say, okay, Srinivas, don't worry. Don't get angry. So let me ask the DNS. Let me ask DNS. In DNS also, there are so many types of DNSs are there. There are different types of DNS. The first browser will ask someone called local DNS. What is that? Local DNS. First browser will ask where? Local DNS. And where is this local DNS? This local DNS will be in your laptop only. Your personal local DNS, your personal DNS. If you take a phone, your phone will have the DNS, local DNS. If you take a laptop, your laptop will have the local DNS. If you take anything, the local, it will have the local DNS. First, your browser will ask the local DNS. You know, the local DNS will be under which directory, you know? In your C drive, Windows, System32, like this, etc host file will be there. What file, Nana? etc host file. What file? etc host file. So here is the local DNS. Now, if the local DNS has IP, nicely it will send it back to the browser. Yes or no? If the local DNS has IP, it will send it back to the browser. Good. But the problem here is, what if the local DNS doesn't have the IP address? You're getting it? So you open the browser and you type google.com and it will ask, Babu, give me the IP address. And you will say, hey, get lost, I don't know. Then browser will ask whom? Local DNS. And local DNS will check here and there. And if it has the IP address, it will give. Otherwise, if it say that I also don't know, you will get the Google page. You don't get the Google page. For that reason, local DNS will not say, I don't know. Local DNS will try to ask the next level DNS. The next level DNS. And who is that next level DNS? He is called here root name server. What is that, Nuti? Root name server. Say that. Root name server. In shortcut, you call it as RNS. What is that? RNS. Root name server, we call it as RNS. So local DNS is a small file. Local DNS is a small file. What file is that? What file is that? Host file, etc host file. What file is that? etc host file. So if the etc host file has the information, your browser will get the information. If the etc host file, the local DNS doesn't have the information, it will go and talk to whom? RNS. It will talk to RNS. What is the full form of RNS? Root name. And this RNS is a fatty guy. And he'll say, local DNS will ask, Arey Babu, root name server. Yes. Give me the IP address of google.com. Srinivas is asking. Wait. And root name server will see what is the request that Srinivas is asking. What is the request that Srinivas is asking? Google.com. What is that? Google? Louder. Google.com. What is that? .com. The root name server will identify, oh, Srinivas is asking for .com, .org, .edu, .in, .net, .uk, .pk. You understand? There are so many extensions that there, no? What are the extensions that you know? .edu is there. .org is there. .in is there. .us, .uk, .pk. So there are so many things are there like this. So the job of root name server is whether, oh, the request is going, so the request is coming from .com, .org, .edu, it will check. So root name server will have a look here that it is asking for what? .com. It is asking for what, Nana? .com. So then root name server has identified here. See here, I'll write it. Root name server has identify whether it needs to go to .com or .in or .org, etc., etc. Now the request need to go to which extension? .com or .in or .org? .com. So the root name server will send the request to where? .com. Are you getting it? So that .com we call it as top level domain. What is it today? Top level domain. What do we call? Top level domain. TLD. What is that? In shortcut, TLD. So can we call .com is a top level domain? .in is a top level domain. .org is a top level domain. All this extension we call it as top level domain. If someone in the interview, if they ask google.com, what is Google? Google is the host name. What is .com? Top level domain. That is the interview question. Right? So the root name server here, Chitty, has identified that is coming from .com. So the root name server will send you to .com. If it is going to if it is asking for .in, it will send it to .in. Yes or no? It will send it to .in. If it is asking for something else, .org, it will send it to .org. That is the job of root name server. Understand, Nana? Root name server. See, Nagesh is asking, sir, what is top level domain? .com is called a top level domain. .in, that what is .in? Top level domain. .org, top level domain. Everything that extension we call it as a top level domain. Root name server has identified the request is google.com. For that reason, root name server will send the request to where? .com top level domain. Where, Nana? .com top level domain. This one. Is this clear? Getting it online, cities? Is it clear, Nana, till here? CC, please. Okay, smooth as butter. Slowly we'll go. Aram se. Okay. Again, browser require two things. What are those? Host names and then IP address. Is it? What are we providing to the browser? Host name. What is the example of the host name that you are providing? Google.com. And then browser requires one more thing, which is that IP address. Do you remember the IP address? No, you cannot remember the IP address. Who will remember the IP address? DNS. What is the full form of DNS? Domain name server. Fantastic. So what is the job of DNS? We keep tracks of all host names and then IP address. So or another definition, it will convert IP to host to IP address. Okay, now very good. So browser first send the request to whom? Local DNS. From the local DNS, the request will go to root name server. What does the root name server will do? It will check whether it is going to .com or .org or .edu. So now what is the result here? It is for .com. So root name server will send the request to which one? .com. What is .com called? Top level domain. Clear now? Okay, super. So this is .com. See, now the question for you here is in .com, how many websites will be there in .com? How many websites will be there? Let's say, for example, this is .com. We have unlimited number of websites will be there in .com. Infinite. Can you give me a few examples? Facebook.com, gmail.com, Flipkart.com, Amazon.com, Yahoo.com, NareshIT.com, Alibaba, Alibaba.com, Twitter.com, Netflix, Book my show. Ah, what is it? Zomato.com. Swiggy. This same, I remember a joke from this. You want? So now how you said, someone said Zomato.com, you said Swiggy. Like this, I was asking everyone that, Babu, give me the website names. They were saying all these things like how we are saying. And one lady, one girl, she said, sir, HDFC.com. And everyone started telling, sir, SBI.com, IDBI.com, all bank websites, they started telling it. Huh? Okay, IRCTC.com. Okay, see. So, as I said, we have here many websites will be there. Inside this, which website that we are planning to access? Google.com. See here. Who is requesting? Our brother here, Srinivas. Srinivas, now you are celebrity. This is Srinivas request. This is Srinivas request. So Srinivas is requesting, and the request is going all the way like this, right? La 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 la. It is going like this, right? So the first step is local DNS. Yes or no? The first step is local DNS, and next step is very good. Next step is what? RNS. Next step is top level. Which top level domain? .com. So it came here. So the request came here. So who is request? This is the request. The request came here. Request came here and saw. See, from Srinivas' laptop, request came out in the network. It went to local DNS. It went to RNS. It went to top level domain, and he stopped. Request stopped, and he saw top level domain. Oh my God, such a big top level domain. Inside this, you see so many websites are there. Inside is so many websites. Where is google.com? Where is good problem? No. If you remember, in our childhood days, if you have in your hometowns olden days movie theaters, have you gone to the olden days movie theaters? In movie theaters, there were no seat numbers on those days. Yes or no? Oh my God. So we are in the same age. Huh? Yes, bhai, I'm not that old. I always say this, right? So now we are in the, assume that theater. In the theater, do we have a seat numbers? Do we have an online ticket booking? Book my show. No book my show, nothing there. So what we used to do, if any movie release, if a movie is at 11 o'clock, at what time we'll go? We'll go at 9 o'clock, first show. We'll go to 9 o'clock and we stand inside the booking counter queue, right? Thinking that you are the first person. You are the first person. But whenever that booking counter opens, the hands will come from here, there, on top. Here. So you will not be the first person who will be taking it. So see, in your friend batch also, there are few nasty friends like this. Tell me, do you have that friends also? They will say, let's say you are a 10 people. Out of that, most of the people will go inside. And your friend will say, hey, mama, you go. And you go, I'll come after the titles. Do we have this kind of friends? 100% we have. So what you do is you went inside and theater is very dark and theater is very big and so many people are there and you are one of them inside it and your friend is outside. Consider now your friend came at the door. How your friend will identify you? Tell me. Huh? No phones on those days. That name you call with the name. Generally, we'll call with the name. Actually, we don't call with the name. We call with some other. Abeo. You wave the hand. You whistle. What will you do? You call the name. So Amol is saying, hey, Shushu. What Shushu? Jayalakshmi is saying seat number. Oh my God, we don't have seat numbers on those days. It's open. First come, first serve. Right? By using torchlight, yes, correct. We use also torchlight, laser beams. Remember, laser beams we used to do. So, okay. So, question here is, thing here is why I said this is similarly, the request is nothing but you. I mean, your friend. Your request is your friend who is standing next to the theater at the theater. You are google.com. Your friend is here. And now your friend came outside the theater and he's looking. Array, so many audience are there. Where is our Macha? Macha meaning here, who is that? Google.com. Macha is your friend here. So now the request, now your friend should raise the hand and say, Array, this side, come here, come here. He'll shout, he'll clap the hands, and then your friend will come to you. So similarly in .com also, there are millions of websites will be there. But your request is standing outside the top level domain. How does it will identify Google.com? Google.com has a separate one person. Google.com has one component called name server. What is that? Name server is the guy who will be standing up and dancing. Hey, here, come here, come here, come here, come here. I'm Google.com is here. Come, 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 come. Then request will directly go to which server? Name server. Which server? Name server. Who is the guy who will be shouting? Name server. Who is the guy who will be shouting? Every website, every domain has a name server. If it's Flipkart.com, Flipkart name server will be there. Who will be shouting, hey, Flipkart, this side, come this side, come this side. If it is Google.com, Google.com has a name server. Who will be shouting it? So now, so here, now the request will go to where? Name server. So what is name server? Name server which identify your domain name, Google.com. Inside the big .com, who will be, your request is waiting outside, no? The request will identify your Google.com using what? Name server. Using what? Name server. Om Pandey, okay na? So here, now the request will go to where, Nana? Name server. Name server. So what is the name server? Name server which identify the domain name. Name server which identify the domain name. So once the name server reach the request, I mean, once the request reach the name server, and name server, your request will ask, Babu, name server, give me the IP address of Google. Because this entire journey is for what? To get the IP address only, no? The entire journey is for to get the IP address. So now, name server, this request will ask, Babu, name server, give me the IP address. Name server will say, no. Go and check with the next person called SOA. What is that? Start of authority. What is that? Start of authority. Say that, Nana. SOA. Online. What is SOA? Start of authority. Start of authority. So, you know what? And this has the IP address. Who has IP address? SOA has the IP address. Who has IP address? Finally, we got the IP address. Whose IP address? Google IP address. So once we get the IP address, and that IP address will travel back that information, the request will collect that information back, and immediately, who is the guy who is asking for the IP address? Browser, no? So it will go to the browser. City, browser require two things, host name and then IP address. Now you got only the IP address, not Google page. Not a Google page. You got just only what? IP address. Now, fatafat, you tell with me now. Chidi, see here. So browser require two things. What are those? Host name and then IP address. Very good. From we are giving the host name. And do we remember the IP address? Who will remember the IP address? DNS. What is full form of DNS? Domain. What is the job of DNS? To keep track of all host names and then IP address. Good, good. So now from browser, the request will go to where? Local DNS. From local DNS, the request will go to RNS. From RNS, the request will go to top level domain. From top level domain, the request will go to name server. From name server, it will go to SYA. Who has the IP address? SYA. So request will collect the IP address and come back to the browser. Is it clear till here? Online chat, is this clear, Nana? Super. Let's go slowly. Okay. Now our browser got the IP address. Our browser got the IP address. Now tell me, where is Pista Biryani available? In which house? Wow, Pista house. Where will be the Mayfield Biryani will be available? In Mayfield. So where is the Yahoo page available? Yahoo company. Where is the Google page available? Google company. Yes or no? Where is the Google page? Google company. Where is the Google page? In the Google company. Now, the browser now had the information, host name and IP address it has. Now, chalo to which company? Google company. So now, request go to which company? Google company. Let's go to Google now. So imagine this is the Google company. So we are now going to where? Google company. So who is going here? Request only, no? In your entire network, your request is going. Request is going in the network in the form of packets. What packets? Biryani packets. Data packets. What is that? In the network, your request will go in the form of what packets? Data packets. What packets, Nana? Data packets. Okay. Now, before I talk about this, beta. Nagesh, not beta, data. DATA, data. Okay, so I'll write, don't worry. So hold it. It's too much concentration, man. Okay. Nahi beta, nahi. It's only that. Okay, we call it as data. Malayalam people call it as data. Right? Okay, so I'm giving one small example before I enter into the Google company. Okay. You want to go to your friend. Don't ask me which friend. Your friend. Your friend is in apartment. You want to go to that apartment, to that room. Who is the first person who will stop you in the apartment? Huh? Security. Security guy, watchman. Immediately you're answering, huh? Experience, huh? Okay. So what is the first question what are the questions that security guy will ask? Watchman. Who are you? Who are you? Where are you going? To whom you want to meet? Which person? What flat number? Tell me show me your Aadhaar card. Yes or no? Yes or no, everyone? Yes, that's very common. Because that security person is to secure the apartment. Yes or no? The security watchman is for securing the apartment. So if you are going and meeting that person, your friend, in the apartment, a security person is stopping you and asking these number of questions. Okay, let's say, for example, what are you doing here? Correct only. Okay. Now, let's say, for example, I am there in 202 room number. Let's say in apartment, I'm there. Let's say, what is the name? Tabrez. Rishabh. Tabrez is there, Rishabh is there. So these two guys are my friend, for example. So I'll tell to my security guy, I'll say, hey, if Tabrez is coming, do not allow. Example. Bada bilinga. Right? If Tabrez is coming, I'll say, do not allow. If Rishabh is coming, I'll say, allow. Will my security will obey that rule or not? Whenever Tabrez is coming, he'll say, chalo bhai, no Riya sir, nothing, koi bhi nahi, chalo. When Rishabh is coming, he'll say, yes sir, please come. Go to that 202 room, sir. Yes or no? Similarly, here also, whenever you're going to the Google company, see, from your browser, the request is going, no, here. La 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 la. It go. It go. It go. It go. It go here. Before entering into the Google company, your request will go directly into Google company. Yeah. There should be someone who will stop that request. No. Who is that person? Here, how we have security watchman. Similarly, in the Google company, in every network, there will be one component which is called firewall. What is it called? Firewall. What is it, Nana? Firewall. So firewall, what does it do? It will allow or it will deny. What the firewall will do? Allow or deny. Like how our security guy is doing, apartment watchman. So I will put the rule to security. Babu, this person is coming, allow or deny. Firewall is all about what? Two words. What are those? Allow, deny. What is it, Nana? Allow, deny. So here, as I said, I'll write. Your data is passing in the network using with what format? With what package is this? Data packets. Data packets. Data. This is a network. In the network, your data is going with in the form of data pack. When the data pack is going and hitting the Google company, it'll say stop. Who is the guy who will say stop? Firewall. Here there will be a firewall. CTC here. Here we call it as firewall. So when you're going to the Google company, there will be a firewall. So don't tell me, sir, I went to Google company Hyderabad. You said wrong, sir. There is no wall. There is no fire on the wall. It is not really the fire on the wall. It is just a software component. We call it as a firewall. So what does the firewall will do, Nana? It will allow or it will deny. Very good. It will allow, it will deny. Nana, these Google engineers, they will put some rule to the firewall, no? The Google engineers will put how I am putting to my watchman rule. The same thing here, Google company is putting a rule in the firewall. What to allow, what not to allow, or what to allow or what to deny. What to allow or what to deny. On what basis? Let's say, for example, now you tell me, you open the browser and how are you typing the URL? Tell me the URL, full URL. HTTPS or http://google.com. Say that, everyone. http://google.com. What is that HTTP? Protocol. What is that called? What is that called? Protocol. What is that called? Protocol. You tell me, HTTPS is secure, HTTP secure. HTTP, yes. So Nana, here, don't worry. I'll talk about the protocols also in separate session for it. For now, assume that we have something called protocol. What is that? Protocol. So Google engineers will put a rule to the firewall saying that, hey, firewall, if anyone is coming with HTTP, allow or deny? Deny. Anyone is coming with HTTPS, allow or deny? You understand? Because HTTP is not secure. Okay, for now, what I'll do is, please remember this, Nana. I'll teach you separately in separate class. For now, remember. What is the port number of HTTP? See, basics. People say 8080, right? Some people say 8080. Some people say 80. What is the difference between 8080 or only 80? What are all this? We should know, no? Without knowing all these things, how will become AWS engineers? Correct, no? So for now, don't worry. I'm there, no? I'm there to teach all these things for you. All the basics. For now, remember it. HTTP port number is 80. What is that? HTTPS port number is 443. Say that. 443, not 143. 443. So next protocol is SSH22. Say that. RDP 3389. Say that. No, this is very important certification questions. See here. See here, everyone, say with me. What is the port number of HTTP protocol? What is the port number of HTTPS? Online, put it in the chat. What is the port number of SSH? 22. What's the port number of RDP? Now you say with me how I'm saying. HTTP 80, HTTPS 443, SSH 22, RDP 3389. One more time with me. See, this song, you need to sing like a song. Huh? HTTP 80, HTTPS 443, SSH 22, RDP 3389. Okay, see. What is the port number of SSH? Very good. What is the port number of RDP? What is the port number of HTTP? What is the port number of HTTPS? Injected? Super. Now, HTTP is secure or not secure? HTTP not secure connection to website. Which is secure connection to website? HTTPS is secure connection. What is this SSH used for? SSH is used to connect to the Linux machines. Which one? Connect to the Linux machines. And this one is to connect to the Windows machines. Which one? Connect to Windows machines. Now, question for you here is, what is a protocol used to connect to the Linux machines? SSH. Say that. SSH. What is the protocol to connect to the Windows machines? RDP. What's the protocol to connect to your website securely? What is the protocol used to connect to your website not securely? What is the protocol used to connect to the Linux machines? What is the port number of SSH? What is the port number of RDP? What is the protocol which is not secure to connect to the website? Port number? Super. Certification questions. Injected? Super. Okay. Now we are talking about the firewall. If someone asks what is firewall, what do you say? See here. Take your hand and put like this, like how traffic policeman will put stop. What is that? Stop. What is firewall? Which stops unauthorized access to the network. What is that? Which stops? Say, show your finger, show your hand. Which stops unauthorized access to the network. What is that? Which stops unauthorized access to the network. Say that. What is firewall? Which stops unauthorized access to the network. What does the firewall will do? Either it will allow or it will deny. Allow, deny. And you got this? You got this? You understand the firewall topic? What is firewall? Which stops unauthorized access to the network. What does the firewall will do? It will allow or it will deny. Clear? Okay. So now the firewall, assume that firewall has allowed the request. It went in. Okay. The request went in. Once the request went in, as per the three-tier architecture, what is the first component we have in three-tier architecture? Louder. Which one? Three-tier architecture. We discussed three-tier architecture yesterday. So what is the first component will be there in three-tier? After that? Before that? What is that? Web server. What is that? Forget about clients. So what is the first component we have? So the request came here into Google after going through firewall. There is a web server. There is a web server. Nana, there will be only one web server or multiple web servers in Google? Multiple, no? If one goes down, it's gone. That's why you have singular, multiple. After web server, the request will go to app server. Very good. The request will go to app server. After app server, the request will go to super database server. See here. So with this, you should never look back for the basics. Basics are all will be covered like web server. So this is all web server, web server. What is this, Nana? App server. In shortcut, I'll put as app server. App server. This is DB server. DB server, DB server. Okay, see here. The request came here. And the request gets stopped here. And he thought, Are, how many web servers are there at the moment? How many web servers are there? How many? 3 are there. How many? 3. Why only 3? No space. As I don't have space, I would just only put 3. So I have 3 web servers. Now tell me, now request is here. The request will go to first, second, third. First, second, or third? Which one? Which one the request will like the most? Okay. So definitely as how you are getting confused, similarly the request will also get confused or not. Whether it need to go to first, second, or third. Yes or no? So let me introduce a wonderful topic before I go into it. Let me, for example, I'll take one person here. Whose name should I take? Should I choose? Shashank. Shashank. Correct? Okay. So we have Shashank here. Or another bro. So here Shashank came to me. Shashank came to me and said, How are you, Riyaz sir? I said, Well, I'm good, thanks. Sir, Riyaz sir, I got a requirement. Yes, tell me what is that requirement? Riyaz sir, I have application with me. Can you please put it into some server and give me the URL to access? You understand what I'm saying? I have an application. You please put it into one server. Give me the URL to access. I said, yeah, that's very easy. Left-hand work for me. So what I do is I went and set up one server. This is a server. SCRV. Yeah. This is a server. Inside the server, what I put? I put a application. Now, every server will have the IP address or not? What is the IP address? Sample IP, 192.168.10.20. I'm taking a sample IP address. Okay. Now I have set up the server. I put the application. And you know how I am giving the access? How I am giving the URL to Shashank is like this. http://index.html. This is the URL that I have given to Shashank. Tell me, are you interested to access this URL? Are you interested by looking this URL? Did you like the URL? Did you like the URL? Answer is no. Who will remember the website with the IP address? We all need facebook.com, amazon.com, flipkart.com, like this. Who will remember the IP address? Generally, are we interested to remember the IP address? Are you interested to access? Let's imagine Facebook is there. If Facebook came and say, hey, every customer access my Facebook with 192.168.10.20, will be okay for it? No. For that reason here, Shashank also told to me that, sir, what is this URL, sir? It's okay, sir. You are my Riyaz, sir. It's okay, sir. I'll access. No problem. And that's okay. Okay. Then all of a sudden, this URL is not working. All of a sudden, URL is not. So this guy, Shashank called me. Shashank called me and said, Riyaz, sir, the URL is not working. When I went and see, this machine is Dhawan. This machine is Dhawan. Slowly, I'm triggering your mind. So now what I did is, I got angry. And this time what I did is, I went and set up, how many servers in total? I went and set up 3 servers. How many servers? Why only 3? No space. 192.168. IP address will be same or different? What, sir? IP address will be same or different? Okay. What is the definition of IP address? IP address is a unique. What is the meaning of unique? They same or different? You touch the basic now? You touch the basic? So IP address for every machine, for every one of you, Aadhaar cards are different, same. You just answered same. Then should I say Aadhaar card numbers are same for everyone? No, it is different. So 192.168.10.21, I'll say here 10.22, I'll say. Okay, now I said, hey Shashank, don't worry about one URL. Now I'll give you like this. I'll give you like this. This time, how many URLs I have given total? 3 URLs. Now I said, hey Shashank, go and access the website with these 3 URLs. Enjoy my day. Do festival. Is he interested? Are accessing with one URL itself is equal with the IP address. You are giving 3 IP address. What are you, yes, sir? Then you're saying AWS God. Wrong, no. So now he is not at all interested with the IP address accessing the website. He need to have a very posh name, DNS name, domain name, host name. So what I need to do is here, I'm implementing a wonderful guy here, which will be talking about this person throughout the course. And that guy is called the Bahubali load balancer. What is that? Louder. Load balancer. Whenever you create a load balancer, you will have a DNS name. Instead of now, you can give the URL like this, http://shush.com. You can give the name like this. Okay, now, whenever someone hits shashank.com, the request will go here. And this load balancer, what does the load balancer will do? Load balancer will collect all the requests and will send one by one to this. Next request to this. Next request to this guy. You're getting it, Nana? What is the load balancer doing? I'm telling you the definition. What is the load balancer? Load balancer distribute the traffic. What is that? Load balancer distribute the traffic to multiple servers. What is the load balancer? The name itself is say, what is that name? Load balancer. What it is balancing? Load. What is balancing? Load. That's why we call it as load balancer. What is the load balancer? Say that load balancer distribute the traffic to multiple servers. Say that. What is load balancer? Distribute the traffic to the multiple servers. Very important definition. What is load balancer? One more time. Load balancer which distribute the traffic to the multiple servers. See here. First request came. Load balancer will send to which server? First. Second request. Second. Third request. Third. Fourth request. First. Fifth request. Seventh. Sixth. Third. So like this, it will distribute the traffic. And this is called round robin method. What is that? Round robin method. What is round robin method? 1, 2, 3. Again. 1, 2, 3. Again. 1, 2, 3. What is this method called? Round robin method. What method? Round robin method. You got this? You understand? So load balancer is a very, very important topic. Very important topic. Load balancer. What is the definition of load balancer? Tell me. Which distribute the traffic to multiple servers. Fantastic. So Nana, are you interested to access your website using IP address? With what you're interested now? Load balancer. With what? Instead of accessing directly servers, which one you should be accessing it? Load balancer. If someone hit shashank.com, the request will go to whom first? Load balancer. Louder. Which one? Facebook.com. First the request will go to load balancer. Who's load balancer? Facebook load balancer. Google.com. First it will go to load balancer. Who's load balancer? Google load balancer. And accessing the load balancer, accessing this server, both are same or different? Same. If you go with the load balancer, you will get the same Google page. If you directly access the server also, you will get the Google page. But is it good to expose your directly server to the public? No. Which one need to be exposed? Load balancer need to be exposed. Which one need to be exposed? Load balancer. Can anyone can access load balancer? Yes, because that is in public. The another name of the load balancer is your nice name, shashank.com. The name of the load balancer is shashank.com. So Facebook also will have a load balancer. Google also have a load balancer. Everyone will have a load balancer. Indirectly, we are accessing whom? Load balancer. The name, another name of the load balancer is that names, domain names. Facebook.com, Google.com, Amazon.com. So in the backend, it is what? Load balancer. You see? So now who will be there here, Nana? Load balancer will be there. Super. What does the load balancer do now? We distribute the traffic. One is enough, but one is enough. Good question, but I know the reason behind it, but let's not talk about that because your question is, sir, what happens if that load balancer goes down? But in AWS, we have super wonderful topics coming in to replace that. You getting it? Now from the load balancer, the request will go to where? Web server. And from there, app server. Where is your Google page? Here, Google page. It will collect the data from the database and it will send and from the request from the DB server, the request will go to app server. From app server, the request will go back to web server. Web server contains the Google page and back to load balancer, back to firewall, and all the way it come to the browser, and then you will get a Google page. Amma. You understand? This is all will be there to get the Google page on your browser. Without knowing all these things, when the Google page is little bit delayed, what will you say? That mummy, this mummy, you will say, no? Yes or no? Now, as an architect, as a technical person, let's say, for example, if your friend is trying to access Google page, if your friend is trying to access Google page, and if your friend says, hey, Google is slow, then as an architect, what you said? Don't worry, macha. By the now, the request might be in the load balancer, web server, app server, DB server. Or Ranua. Right? But as a technical person, you are the right guy. So now remember, if assume you are in the company and your customer is accessing your website. And if your customer complains saying that your website is not working, now you understand where to check. So easily in the future, you will know where exactly the problem is and you can go and Calcify there. I mean, go and check there. You understand? Is it clear, Nana? So there is a question. What is the difference between .com and .in? Both are same, but both are different top level domains. You like .com, .in? Everyone likes .com. Because Google.com, Facebook.com, Flipkart.com, intelligent sir. Yes or no? Good. So now, everyone with me. See here. See here, Nana. Now, from Srinivas, browser require two things. What are those? Host name and then IP address. So we are providing the host name. Let us see whether I have injected this in your minds or not now. Okay, close your book and see here. Everyone online people, see me and answer the questions. So we have discussed too much today, so much of thing. Let's see everything you remember or not. So now browser require two things, host name and then IP address. What are we providing? Host name. Is it possible to remember the IP address? No. Who will remember the IP address? DNS. What is the full form of DNS? Domain name server. What is the job of DNS? To keep track of all host names and then IP address. In other words, it convert host name to IP, IP to host name. Fantastic. So from browser, the request will go to local DNS. From local DNS, go to RNS. From RNS, it will go to top level domain. Top level domain to name server. Name server to SOA. Who has IP address? SOA. And return back to browser. And browser has the host name and IP address now. The request now go to Firewall. What is firewall? Which stops unauthorized access to the network. Which stop unauthorized access to the network. From the firewall, the request will go to load balancer. What is load balancer? Which will distribute the traffic to the multiple server. From load balancer, request will go to web server 2, app server 2, DB server back to app server back to web server back to load balancer back to firewall back to browse. Remember? Happy faces? Excellent. Excellent. Online cities, is it clear? Super. Super. So, nice. Very good. Very good. Okay. Any questions still here? Okay. You understand, Nana? Everyone? Any questions? So anyone, so those who are new today, there is no relation to the yesterday's topic. So you understood today's topic? New people? Fantastic. What is the full form of SOA? People are asking. Start of authority. Very good. So in future, Dhananjay web server role will be replaced by the load balancer, but not now. We'll talk about that later. In app also, as we search, there is a question, but I didn't understand. Okay. So these backend networking topics now you understood. So you are clearing the basics slowly now. Tomorrow we'll be talking about another super important topic, which will be really, really helpful for your next coming careers. Next coming topics. Okay. So we'll be talking more about the protocols, which is very important. Everyone knows what is HTTP. Everyone knows HTTP. Yes or no? But if I ask you what is HTTP? You will say hypertext transfer protocol. Then I'll ask, what is hypertext transfer protocol? No answer. See, Babu basics. Without all these basics, even the experienced people. Now, okay, let me ask this question. So, experienced people, how are the classes? Is this near to a real time or not? Let me back me up, please. Online experienced people. Whatever we are talking is real time or not? See. Do you see that? And whatever we are learning, it's very important to for further or not? See. So do not worry, you are on the right hands. Okay. Those who are attending the first time, just continue the classes. Only one day, only class. Yesterday only we discussed about, but not that important. But yeah, you'll get the recordings. And also you might thinking, sir, Sankranti is also coming, no? Don't worry, Sankranti holidays will also be there. But don't keep that in mind thinking that, sir, Sankranti is coming, I need to go home. Okay, you'll go home. We'll give the holidays for that also. Don't worry. Okay, don't worry. And don't keep that in mind thinking that we'll do, but you'll be missing. I'm telling you. Okay, will you miss the classes? Yes or no? Huh? Did you miss the classes? Do you miss the classes? Oh, no way. Okay. Okay, so good. Excellent. Hope you like this class. And tomorrow, what we're going to do is we'll be entering into another very super beautiful, wonderful topic. Okay. Can you give the final CC for today? Online CC with smile, please. Syllabus. You have Mr. Rajesh is your admin. You will get the syllabus. But I'm telling you, whatever is required for solution architect, which is a certification that we are concentrating on. Solution architect. The solution architect topics will be covered. And whatever is required in the real time to work, all these things will be covered. More than that will be covered. So as I said again, how many years of experience you will get? 4 years of experience you will get by this course. Okay. Classes are from Monday to Saturday. Yes. Your teaching was so nice. Thank you, Ma Sandhya. Okay. How to contact Rajesh? So Rajesh sir, if you are listening me, can you put your details, Rajesh sir? Rajesh sir, admin. If not, you will get the information tomorrow also. Don't worry. Okay. I think if you go on the top, Rajesh, he has put his duration of the course 55 days plus or minus. Okay. AWS and DevOps combination learning is must to get the job. I would say, as I said, AWS first and then DevOps. So this two is a deadly combination. So first go with AWS and then DevOps. You will get good opportunities. AWS with Python also good? Yes, 100% it will be good. I said no. AWS, DevOps, one scripting language, Python. This three is a deadly combination for your next careers for a few years. Google Classroom links, everything you will get it, Nana. But once the batch is fixed, you will get all the information. Okay. So continue. Don't miss the class tomorrow. Tomorrow also same link. Okay. Great. So that is all, guys, for today. And I'll see you tomorrow with the next important, beautiful topic. Until then, take care. Bye-bye. Have a nice day. Don't miss the class tomorrow. See you tomorrow, guys. Bye-bye. Good night.